Good evening and welcome back. I'm Teddy, and you are listening to tonight. It's Analyze This Mess. Let me know that you can hear the sound okay before I go any further. And shout out to the mob, all my other bears. I call the Grizzlies and the Honey Bears tonight. I see my moderators right there. All right, giving me the thumbs up. I see now I see four. All right. Because if I show something, eh, yeah, I'm going to take it down. So, that's usually what I do, right? I might show something during um, tonight. I might show it at the beginning. You just never know, right? Okay, so as long as I've got 10 people in watching, good. All right. Let's see who's in the chat real quick. Just take a glance at it. Take your time. All right. So, before we start tonight's segment, I want to share something important. Not for drama, not for views, for awareness, for safety. Because sometimes your instincts warn you before your mind can catch up. Yesterday, something happened just after I left my house. I received 3 spoof phone calls. No voicemail, no reason, just 3 almost back-to-back interruptions that didn't feel right. And like most people, I brushed it off because we try to stay rational. We try not to assume the worst. We try not to live like someone might be watching us. But then, when I went to the store, and the moment I walked into one of the aisles, something in me shifted. A man walked up from behind me, passing me on my left, spoke, and then slowed down in front of me. The way he moved, the way he lingered, something felt off. I didn't say anything. I didn't panic. I just paid attention. So when I looked up the first time again, he had already turned and was staring directly at me. I didn't tell you that last night. Not a glance, a deliberate look. So I moved to another aisle. I watched, and suddenly he disappeared. Like he ducked behind something and came back around the other direction. That's when I knew I needed to document what was happening. I turned around. I walked back to the area where I'd first encountered him, where he first passed me. And he was right there again. This time, he was ahead of me again, walking slowly. Mhm. But then suddenly, he turned around facing me, walking toward me. I stood behind my cart and I spoke up. I asked him, "Who are you? Who are you?" He claimed I was watching him. He tried to flip the story in front of two women who were behind me. And I kept recording for my own safety. I told him someone had been, maybe following me. He told me to call the police. And then he walked out of the store. At that time, I didn't see everything. I only realized it today when I look back at the photo I took from a distance. He flipped me off. He gave me the middle finger deliberately. That wasn't friendliness. Remember, I said he walked by me and spoke. That wasn't a misunderstanding. That was intention. My instincts knew before I ever saw the gesture, before I ever looked at these pictures again. Here's the photo. It's blurred for privacy. So I can see one question, and let me know, because I'm really not looking at the chat right now. I've got my fireplace, and no, I don't have wine. I have my Gatorade. Mhm. But you heard everything that I said during my intro. Is that correct? Just give me a thumbs up. Mhm. All right. So the first question, and I'm going to continue, and this will be, some questions, and I'll talk a little bit. But this serves a purpose, especially for the honey bears. Mhm. For, as women, to be aware of our surroundings. Mhm. Because, like I mentioned, your body will tell you before your mind even does. It's like, yeah, that sense when something just doesn't seem right. Mhm. Juju said, "Does he look like the guy with the baseball hat?" I put the picture up, and I blurred it quite a bit for, um, for privacy, any kind of detail. Um, if you notice, even where he was giving me the middle finger, you could see that. Just, you could see the what would appear to be his hand. I know it was his hand because I blurred it. Okay. But you could, maybe make out an outline. Did you see that? Hmm. I didn't know. So when he was first looking at me, he was staring directly when I looked up, and he was giving me the middle finger. I didn't know that because he was, far away. I didn't make it out. I wasn't looking for that. I just thought it was odd that he had turned back and was staring at me. That's all. I didn't realize he had his middle finger up the entire time. It's like, that's was a deliberate, sign there. Mm. So he definitely was not um, trying to be, nice at all. Although when he walked by me, it was like he spoke. Like, now looking back, it was to get my attention, you know, or just to get me to turn, you know, and look at him quickly. And then I looked away because I didn't think anything of it. Hmm. Right. Does he look like the guy with the baseball hat? He was wearing a baseball hat. He was wearing glasses, but these were like shaded glasses. He had a beard. I don't know if you could, because I blurred pretty much a lot out, but you might could just tell from color, pixels, and blurring. Hmm. And he was wearing on his head over the baseball cap, headphones. Hmm. Yeah. So let me just kind of think about a little bit more. So again, tonight is D for detecting danger. This isn't about fear. This isn't about turning every stranger into a threat. No. Mhm. This is about awareness. And that's what I thought I could talk about just for a few moments tonight. About trusting your instincts the first time they speak. Because yesterday mine did. And let's talk about why this matters, because number one, spoof calls can be a warning sign, not always. But when they came in clusters, 3, from fake numbers immediately before something kind of strange happened like that. Mhm. I was on more of, I guess, more of an alert, my own body. Because our bodies do pick up patterns that I think our conscious mind might not. Yes. I mean, has anyone ever said, or have you ever felt like the hair on your skin raises? Yeah, that's a real um, reaction, to alert you, fear or whatever, some type of warning. Women, especially, learn to silence their instincts. We don't want to be dramatic, or we don't want to overreact. We don't want to assume things. But the truth is, at least for me, instincts come from experience and pattern recognition. They're there to protect us. Mhm. And so is documenting. It's not paranoia. Mm-mm. When you can, when you feel, when it'll just be natural. Because I had my phone out, walking through the store, I always have my phone mostly out or listening, to music or whatever while I'm shopping. But documenting is not paranoia, it's protection. A quick photo, a short video, a timestamp. These things matter if something were to escalate. You know what they also do? It calms your spirit because you're not imagining the moment. Mhm. Like when I went back and I looked, I didn't even realize. No. Mhm. People who test boundaries often use subtle imitation. I was looking up some things this evening. One could be just kind of lingering, just kind of, yeah. Or staring, yeah. Or doubling back, like he doubled back. Emotion, flipping, like acting as if you're the problem. These are tactics I didn't, I know, but it's good to become even more aware and review them, because recognizing them keeps you safe. Mhm. And also, blurring the image is about, me being responsible too, because I'm not identifying anyone. I'm not accusing anyone of any type of crime. I'm talking about a moment and what it taught me and how it might help someone else trust their own awareness, instincts. Wait a minute, just a moment, please. Let me see if I can. Sorry for the interruption. I think I was talking about, people who test boundaries or something like that. But when they do, they often use intimidation. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Lingering, staring, even doubling back, flipping their emotions. And when we can recognize them, it keeps you safe. Mm-hmm. And as I mentioned, so I blurred the image, and I'm talking about the moment and what it taught me. Mm-hmm. So let me ask, before I go any further, let me ask the honey bears a few questions. One, have you ever felt something was off before you understood why? Mm-hmm. Because again, when I looked at the photograph, then I realized that something was off. Mm-hmm. Did you listen to your instinct, or did you talk yourself out of it? Let me look at the chat so I can see if anyone is answering. Mm-hmm. All right, at the bottom, I see Polly says yes. One, yes, another yes. Recently, two. Yes to the first, so you felt like something was off. Did you listen to your instincts, or did you talk yourself out of it? Mm. You listened, acted, look crazy, LOL, but you were right. Yes, it's like your instinct, your intuition. That's what I'm talking about, tonight. Mm-hmm. Like listening to your body. And because I said sometimes your body will act before it catches up. Your mind catches up with maybe what is going on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like fight or flight, like your body gets you ready, prepared, mm-hmm. Or you freeze or, fight, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, it's a real thing, Siri. It is. And welcome to you tonight. All good. All right. Let's see. Another question, maybe. Have you ever been in a situation or place? It could be, public place, and you notice someone is either doubling back or watching you. But people watch people. Yeah. But I mean, like, watching you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I have mentioned this now. I think this would make like the fourth time I've mentioned. Every single time I can give you the same description. Mm-hmm. It's a man with a baseball cap. He's wearing dark glasses, this one, and on tinted glasses. Okay. He has a beard. When I say beard, like a, goatee, like full round beard. I guess that's what you say. Mm-hmm. And they've all been Caucasian. One, two. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. 3 were in their vehicle. This person was actually in the store. Don't know if any of are related. Somebody could say it's all coincidence. Okay, we can say it's all a coincidence, but I'm just saying my senses are up, the spidey senses and being aware. And so we've got 4 for 4, all the same: baseball cap, dark glasses, or this time he had tinted glasses, a beard, and yeah. hmm The last time I mentioned to you, it was a man sitting in his vehicle, and I think I told you about it. When I noticed he was just staring at me, he ducked down. Now, come on. He ducked down like kind of like this guy in the store. He's like, now you see me, now you don't. It's like, where did he go? Mhm. But he couldn't like drive away in a car, right? And I just thought it kind of strange. hmm Yeah. Um. Do you think? Do you think women? Yeah. Let's just stick with my honey bears. Do you think women get judged for trying to um, protect themselves? You know, in the big general sense. Yeah. Or do they get? Well, I'm saying, do they get judged for like thinking, oh, they're exaggerating, oh, they're imagining it, they're being overly dramatic, overreacting. Those are phrases and words that women often get accused of being overreacting, or you know they're assuming too much, or they're reading into things too much. Or is it just our way of protecting ourselves? Yeah. Just our, yeah, that's another word. Yes. Hysterical. I haven't heard that word in a long time. Mm-mm. But that is definitely one of those words that get associated with women. Hysterical. Mhm. Sometimes it does. I see Freebird Lee says, my intuition never fails me. It is I who fail when I do not listen to it. That was part of the question. Yeah. Do we listen or do we ignore it? Mhm. And then do we have to go back and say, I knew there was I knew. Not saying that there were, but I did not know that he was standing over there, like just give me the finger. Now I thought he had just walked by. He's like, hello. No, he started this slow walk ahead of me. Mhm. He definitely, well, he was definitely looking um at me, staring at me that one time when giving me the finger. And I didn't realize it until I saw it in the picture. And it was like, whoa, I got to bring this up. I got to talk about this again, from the point of view of being aware of our surroundings, and, listening to our intuition. Yeah. Because that told me, nah, yeah, I wasn't off. There was something that just didn't seem right. hmm So, if something like this happened to you, would you document it? It didn't take long. I had my phone, just click a picture, and yeah. Would you? Would you? Mhm. I think I mentioned that too. You said something about You took a picture? Think it, maybe he didn't expect when he walked back, turned around and walked directly at me, that I was going to speak up or like. Mhm. Now, I've heard this in, or a self defense instructor said one time when I was listening. If a person, let's say you're out and you're walking down the street and a person you think, is following you, man, is following you. What you want to do is cross the street. If he crosses the street with you, I'm not talking like at a light or something, cross the street if you can safely do it. If he crosses the street behind you, following you, you might want to, just probably, your instincts are correct. And if he's walking toward you, turn around and say, "What do you want?" Because what that does is it will startle them. And as I was saying, I don't think he thought I was going to speak at him. Like, "Who are you?" I didn't say it like, "Who are you?" I didn't, I just was firm. And I said it twice. But yeah, if somebody does that, turn around. "What do you want?" Because it would, catch them off guard. At least that's what they say. So how do you stay aware in public spaces? What do you do to, ensure as much as you can in public space that you're safe, as best as you can, especially in the, we live in a time when that's what it is about. It's all about our public spaces and being aware of the situation around us, not just about what's happening to us, but being aware of the public around us. Especially when you go to, you're out in public. I want to hear, your thoughts. Could be your comments. You could email me at unwinewithteddy@gmail.com, because awareness helps all of us. And as women, we have to be even more aware. Yeah. So I'll just say, if something feels wrong, if something feels off, you don't need permission to protect yourself, to speak up. Your instincts will speak to keep you safe. So trust them. Trust your instincts. So we can get into, the rest of tonight's show or whatever. Let's see. I've been on, let me see. I'm not even looking at the clock. 40 minutes. Yeah. Because I think it's an important subject, especially now. Yeah. You say, absolutely, yes, document it, always be assertive. I'm not saying I'm not going to, I didn't approach him. He he came. Basically, his body language showed me everything in the picture that I needed to know. Yeah, showed me everything that I needed to know. It was like he was sending me a clear message. Yeah. And he hurried up and got out of that store. And as I thought he would. Yeah. When I say hurried up, he after, he turned around and he confronted me for the last time. Then he left the store. So that tells me first of all, he didn't appear like he was shopping at all. Now that I look back, he didn't appear like he was shopping. Yeah. And I'm not going to put the picture back up, but I put it up in the beginning for maybe 10 seconds. Yeah, while I was switching over the music. I'm being aware. I see some things, and I'm just going to be aware of my surroundings. That's it. And yeah, that's for me. That's for all of us. Yeah. Oh, Freebird Lee said, "Oh, you did get a pic." Yeah, I got a pic. It was clear enough. It was from a distance. I'll just say that. Yeah. Could I see his eyes? No, he was wearing, shades. Tinted glasses, not sunglasses. He was wearing tinted glasses. He was wearing a hoodie, baseball, and I didn't mention that he was wearing a hoodie, a dark hoodie, like a gray, maybe grayish, dark gray hoodie, and a baseball cap. Yeah. Kind of, it looked like maybe the baseball cap was dark too. Like, I'm going to say maybe gray. Yeah. Not light, but yeah. And he had on, let me see if I can remember what he was wearing. This is like somebody asked to describe to someone. He was wearing like I would say not jogging. I guess you could jog in these pants, like sports. Maybe Adidas. Yeah, that he looked like he was wearing the Adidas pants, a hoodie, baseball cap, glasses, headphone. Yeah. Yeah. What a guy would probably be out wearing, right? Especially if you want to blend in, if you don't want to be so obvious. But if you didn't want to be so obvious, yeah, you wouldn't approach me either, I don't think. But, well, maybe I should say this. Do you think, here's a question just came to me. It says, do you think someone who is a private investigator would make himself like be standing across the store giving somebody a finger for a while. Do you think that wouldn't be it wouldn't be a professional one? Do you think? No, it was like somebody's gonna do that. It's like it's kind of personal, don't you think? That, you know what? I have to say, I cannot think of a time that might be a first. I cannot think of a time when a man did that. You know, people are driving and you can see somebody who's a you know, what do you call road rage person? You know, people flip people off all the time on driving. That's not what I'm talking about. I thought, but I didn't know. I didn't know until I saw the picture, which I thought, wow, that's unusual, and made me pause. Like, oh, it's kind of personal. What did I do to you? Doing anything to you? I was minding my own business. Yeah. Polly says, seems like a member of a group of people that might hate you. LOL. I don't know. But it was like, it seemed kind of personal. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I ran it through, just asked some questions of AI and came back that it did seem personal. Yeah, that was kind of unusual. As a matter of fact, let's see what was said. Of course, you trust your instincts. Let me go back up. It really asks many questions. Let's see. I was doing other work, so I'm like trying to go back up. Maybe there wasn't a lot. Oops. Let's see if I can ask a question. Yeah. One of the things that stood out even for AI was that he was giving me the middle finger. And that's not casual. It's not accidental. It's intentional. And the way that it was directed at me, it just tells me that he was aware of me, because people don't flip off strangers by coincidence. I didn't see this part. So people don't flip off strangers by coincidence. So one, he was aware of me. Two, he was reacting to being observed. That means my instinct that he was monitoring me was the first, wasn't imagined. Ooh, he wasn't harmless. Harmless people don't send hostile, nonverbal signals at women alone in stores. And then this disappearing between aisles, doubling back, and then confronting me and trying to flip the story in front of a couple of other women. Yeah. What it did, because I wasn't aware of what was in the picture, the finger, is it just validated everything that I felt before I'd looked at it. That's all. Yeah. So I just thought I'd come back and say, wow, I looked at the picture and this is what it was. Okay. Let's see. Baby Juju said, I stopped flipping people off when I was a kid. I've never done. Wow. So it's, yeah, people do it. Yeah. As a matter of fact, people do it quite a bit on this platform. People have, yeah. When I go back through, I just noticed videos that were directed at me. So people were in the chat. And these were moderators, nonetheless. Several. It's their hallmark of a few of them. They like that middle finger emoji. Yeah, it's tantamount of being who they are. Yeah. So, yeah, I've been flipped off by a bunch of avatars before, which I thought, gee, I just didn't know I was getting into. Yeah. Another thing so I'm just going to mention this, what the judge, came back and ruled on recently. Okay. So she talked about strikes, that I have, filed or asked to strike. And, both, but that she said, I have struck more or asked, filed to strike the defendant more, I guess, more than they have me. So now I thought about it for a minute, and I'm sure I know why. Doesn't change what she said. But imagine it's May. I've got a Jane Doe. I've got a John Doe. I've got a defendant who once was a Jane, and I'm responding to two, what I will call aliases, because I don't know. coming at and saying things like, like echo over here, over there. Pages and pages and pages of stuff. And yes, I said strike. You know what? The judge, she put an end to all of it. She did. She said, I'm going to control my docket, and that's just fine with me, because maybe we'll move this along, right? But I thought about that too. I said, now why? Oh, that's probably why. Oh boy. A learning curve. Mhm. And we will find out more and more and more. Where's my Gatorade? Yes, not the virtual middle finger. Mhm. And the emoji. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's not subtle at all. At all. Women is I just never. And yes, you can email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com. Thank you for putting that up. It's been an hour and it's 10:30, and that's good enough for me. It really is. Well, I hope you learned something. It's like I learn something every day. Sometimes new. When you can learn something, sometimes you relearn it, and sometimes something very new. Yeah. Yeah. Nothing is new under the sun. No. We just experience it sometimes different than others. Yeah. All right. I'm going to let that do it for me. It is 10:33. Biggest bear hugs go out to all the grizzlies and the honey bears, especially the honey bears tonight. I appreciate my moderators, Baby Juju and Vicky Black. Yeah, join me sometime if I come back tomorrow. I hope to, but we'll see. Okay. Hey, look at that. We're ending at 10:34. All right. Email me at unwindwithteddy@gmail.com, but that's going to do it for me. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Teddy. Good night.